Salt cod's pretty ubiquitous with any Mediterranean country, whether it's Italy, Spain, Portugal, Greece, France. Everyone uses salt cod, so it's sort of a fun ingredient. It's an ingredient I grew up with, and I love cooking it. It's something my grandmother would make. Some of the examples of salt cod can be extremely salty. So the soaking time to reconstitute them takes minimum of 2 days, sometimes 3 days or longer, and you have to constantly be changing the water to bring it back. And this sounds sort of gross, but if you put it in the water tank for your toilet, you keep flushing. I mean, it doesn't really touch anything, right? It's completely clean, but think about how many times you change the water. So I don't recommend trying that at home, nor do we do that at Spiaggia. But to poach the cod, we throw a lot of herbs, a little bit of garlic in the oil. Not entirely necessary. You can do whatever you want. I think it adds a little bit of flavor. And we have some delicious Tuscan olive oil, extra virgin olive oil. And it just so happens that it has our name on it. 2 weeks. Like, I think there's like a bit of a gloss to it, and something that you would like maybe even see in like ham if you cured it long enough. It has that sort of glossy sheen, reflective a little bit from curing. So we're going to place that into the oil with the herbs and the garlic. The strangest thing of all about salt cod is cod does not swim in the Mediterranean. So all these countries where it's a specialty, it has to be, I mean, I think you can trace it back to, you know, people from the North Sea that would come to the south or come to the Mediterranean would want to trade for various products that they had in the South Mediterranean. So I think maybe they traded terracotta from there for salt cod, and I think why it grew so quickly was that you didn't need to refrigerate it. Now it's starting to bubble. I've turned the heat up a little bit, so we don't want to really boil hard. We just want to keep it at that low simmer like that. Once the oil starts to come up to that temperature, it also gets really fragrant because of all the herbs and the garlic and the bacala in there. Smell. And we have a little bit of the purgatory beans that we've pureed. And we've pureed it with some of the cooking liquid and also some extra virgin olive oil. And then we have some of the purgatory beans themselves. Here is the bacala that's been poached for about 5 minutes. We drain it, but not too well because you want some of that herb oil to go. When in season, of course, black truffles are always better, but this being summertime, we had to go to Australia to get these truffles because they're in their fall right now. But they're pretty good. And this dish needs a lot of truffles. So I don't really put an amount in the recipe because it's an economic question. The beauty of that is it's all about the truffles. The truffles and how they highlight the bacala and how they take such a humble peasant ingredient like bacala and elevate it to fine dining standards. So unfortunately my ingredient wasn't truffles, but the bacala is at a whole nother level when you cook like this, when you do this, when you add these kind of ingredients. So I can't believe no one has chosen botarga. It's one of the great ingredients of Italian cuisine, predominantly Sardinian, Sicilian. So I thought that this would be a great ingredient to give Chef Takashi Yagahashi. So over to you, and here's your botarga.